The official Five Nights at Freddy's movie was a box office phenomenon. It brought the horror of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to a global audience, translating the jump scares and cryptic lore of the first game to the big screen. But for a story defined by a decade of hidden details and family tragedy, a single film can only show so much. It gave us the mystery, but left the deeper narrative of the Afton family largely waiting in the shadows. However, long before the Hollywood production, the FNAF community was already telling that story. For years, fans have been filling the narrative gaps with their own ambitious projects. Among them is a feature-length film that tackles the very lore the official movie held back. Night 5. An interpretation that focuses less on the mystery and more on the son trying to atone for the sins of their father. It's an ambitious project that attempts to weave together years of tragedy from the Bite of 83 to the final fate of the missing children. But the real question is, does it succeed? Does it manage to create a satisfying narrative out of gaming's most fragmented stories? Today we're going to break down this entire film, night by night. We'll follow Michael's descent into the haunted pizzeria, analyze how the story confronts the weight of his guilt, and see how it finally brings him face to face with the man responsible for it all, William Afton. All that to answer one central question: does this fan film provide the closure that the official story never could? To truly understand the film we're about to break down, we first need to talk about the creator behind it. This brings us to the creator, ExBlue, who is known for one of the most unique approaches in the entire fandom. They don't just simulate FNAF, they physically build it. Their channel is a showcase of real-world sets, intricate animatronics, and tangible recreations of the game's world. This isn't just a hobby, it's a deep, practical immersion into the source material. ExBlue understands the mechanics of fear and the chilling atmosphere of Freddy's on a level few others do, because they've literally constructed it with their own hands. You have to appreciate the momentous task this represents. This hands-on experience provides a unique foundation for storytelling. They aren't just interpreting the lore, they are approaching it from a place of physical understanding. This is the unique vision that ExBlue brings to Night 5. The film is a direct extension of that deep creative immersion. They took on the challenge of providing a coherent, emotional conclusion to Michael Afton's story, the very narrative that the games left fractured and the official movie left untouched. And that's precisely why this film demands a closer look. We're about to analyze a project that embodies the ultimate goal of any great fan work, to honor the source material while building something new and meaningful from it. This isn't just another fan film, it's a testament to the incredible passion and talent left within this community. So with ExBlue's unique vision in mind, let's begin the breakdown. Before we step into the first night, it's crucial to understand the historical context that Night 5 operates with. The film is set in 1993, a specific and deliberate choice. This places us at the tail end of Fazbear Entertainment's relevance. The brand is dying, a relic of the 80s that has been tarnished by a decade of tragedy. The setting is weighed down by three distinct layers of tragedy that the film introduces right away. First is the missing children's incident of 1982. The opening news report presents this not as a mystery, but as a foundational sin of the company. It's a historical fact that transformed Freddy's from a place of joy into a place of loss and created the supernatural threat that now haunts its halls. The second layer is the Bite of 83. While the news report mentions it as another corporate disaster that led to the downfall of William Afton's partner Henry Emily, the film intentionally holds back its true significance. It exists as a hidden, deeply personal trauma. It's the source of Michael's profound guilt over the death of his brother, Evan, and serves as a secret driving motivation. We, the audience, aren't meant to know this yet, but it's the invisible engine pushing him forward. Finally, there's the most important immediate catalyst, the recent disappearance of Jonathan Scott. This is what transforms the pizzeria from a place of old ghost stories into a site of active, present-day danger. Jonathan's vanishing is the fresh wound, the mystery that pulls Michael into this world, forcing him to confront not just a new threat, but the ghosts of his own past. Night 1 is all about atmosphere. As Michael steps inside, the film immerses us in a world of profound decay. The visual storytelling is immediately on display. Every detail from the grimy floors to the cobwebbed party hats tells a story of abandonment. Michael's first human interaction is with the day guard, whose dismissive attitude is more significant than it seems. Michael is here on a mission of atonement, a self-imposed quest for redemption, yet his initial task is the mundane reality of janitorial work. The guard's dialogue is also our first piece of critical exposition. After the guard leaves, Michael's first hours are spent in near silence, cleaning. It's here that he finds the cassette player and the training tapes. The first tape is a perfect piece of corporate propaganda, but the real discovery is the tape left by Jonathan Scott. Jonathan's first message is a crucial narrative anchor. His tone is calm but laced with an undercurrent of awe and unease. He talks about his childhood love for the characters, specifically mentioning the discontinuous Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. This detail establishes him not just as an employee, but as a true friend with a connection to the lore, making his eventual fate all the more tragic. He ends this message by encouraging the next guard to record their own introduction, turning the tape from a simple log to a legacy. Michael's decision to record his own message, stating his name and his purpose to find Jonathan, is his first definitive action. After a quiet but unsettling first night, Michael doesn't just go home and sleep. He seeks out the one person who might have answers, his father, William Afton. This scene is crucial for understanding Michael's isolation. Michael is clearly searching for something, advice, a warning, maybe even a confession. But William offers nothing. He's dismissive, annoyed, and he claims he wants nothing to do with Fazbear Entertainment or his problems. This moment establishes their broken relationship and positions William as a deliberate obstacle. It tells us and Michael that he is truly alone in this. There are no allies to be found, especially not from the man who co-created this nightmare. Night 2 is where the film's passive, atmospheric horror shifts into an active threat. The night begins with the second official training tape, which methodically explains the security officer's blind spots and the function of the door lights. The film is essentially giving us a cinematic tutorial, teaching both Michael and the audience the rules of the game. The tension builds as Michael cycles through the camera, the lesson from the tape fresh in his mind. Then comes the pivotal moment. He switches to the show stage camera and finds that Bonnie is gone. This discovery initiates the first real gameplay sequence of the film. We watch Michael frantically search the cameras, his movements now more urgent. He's unable to locate Bonnie, which amplifies the tension. The sequence is executed with a classic horror precision. The first light reveals an empty hallway, but the second illuminates Bonnie's silent, towering figure standing just inches away. Capping off the night is Jonathan's second tape. His voice is more energetic, a mix of nostalgia and growing anxiety. He reminisces about the old days when the pizzeria was full of life with kids running around playing arcade games, a bittersweet memory that contrasts sharply with his current tomb-like state. Michael survives his second night, now fully aware that the threat is real and active. His focus shifts. He's no longer trying to survive, he's actively investigating. The film shows him looking through old newspaper articles, searching for anything related to Jonathan Scott. He finds an article detailing the disappearance, which crucially mentions Jonathan's last words to his mother about the animatronics being a lot crazier to work with than expected. This is his first real lead. The mention of his mother gives Michael a new avenue to pursue. The scene culminates with him making a phone call, his voice hesitant but determined. Following the proactive step of calling Jonathan's mother, Michael arranges to meet her in person. This scene is arguably the most important in the entire film, as it is where lore stops being historical context and becomes the emotional core of the narrative. Inside, the conversation quickly humanizes the film's central mystery. Nancy speaks about her son, Jonathan, not as a victim in a news story, but as a real person. This leads to the film's most crucial reveal, Michael's confession. He tells Nancy the full story of the Bite of 83, admitting his direct responsibility for his younger brother Evan's death. He describes how his jealousy and a cruel prank led to the fatal accident. It's a raw, painful admission, and it completely recontextualizes his character. We now understand that his quest isn't just about Jonathan, it's a desperate act of atonement, and Nancy seems to not give a fuck. Michael returns for his third shift. The night begins as usual with the tapes. The official training tape takes a notably darker turn. The cheerful corporation voice is gone, replaced with a more serious tone that offers a grim new piece of advice. In the event an animatronic makes it into the office, the guard should try playing dead. Jonathan's tape for night 3 echoes this perfectly, but with a raw, unfiltered panic. His voice is frantic. Things are starting to get real, he says, confirming that the animatronics are now off the stage and he can't find them all. His fear is palpable and serves as a direct warning for what Michael is about to face. This is the night that the film unleashes Foxy. With Foxy now in the mix, the animatronics are more active and coordinated more than ever. This puts immense pressure on the limited power supply. Every time Michael is forced to close a door to block Bonnie, Chica, or a charging Foxy, he watches the power meter drain at an alarming rate. Each percentage point of power that ticks away raises the stakes, pushing Michael closer to being left helpless in the dark. Michael gets a phone call. It's not confirmed if it's either Jonathan or Evan, but picking up this call causes the power to run out. With everyone pounding on the door and with Foxy just about to kill him, he reaches 6 AM. After the escalating horror of night 3, Michael confronts his father again, this time demanding answers, not just advice. This scene is a tense battle of wills. Michael is directly questioning the animatronic's behavior, and in response, William offers a condescending, pseudo-scientific explanation about servos and the guard being mistaken for a naked endoskeleton. It's a clear attempt to gaslight Michael into thinking he's paranoid, but it fails. Michael sees the obvious flaws in the logic, and his suspicion hardens into certainty. When his deception doesn't work, William's mask of the detached engineer slips. His tone becomes menacing, and he delivers a chilling threat to his own son, telling him to watch his words. This confrontation is pivotal. It confirms for Michael that his father is not just an obstacle, but an adversary actively hiding a true dark secret. He now knows that he is completely alone as he heads into the most dangerous night yet. Before Michael is thrown into the chaos of night 4, the film presents a crucial daytime sequence that serves as a single powerful purpose. Michael returns to the pizzeria to observe the animatronics during the day. He finds a mundane, almost sad scene with a sparse birthday party, and on stage, the animatronics perform their programmed routines, appearing as nothing more than a simple machine. And also, this kid's hand clips through body. It's not important, I just thought it was funny. The core of this interlude is his conversation with the dismissive day guard. When Michael presses her about the animatronics moving, the guard scoffs, confidently saying that they're bolted to the floor, and mocking Michael's series as written fanfiction. This interaction is the film's way of telling the audience in no uncertain terms that in this story's logic, the animatronics are completely inert during the day. Their nighttime activity is an unnatural, isolated phenomenon. The night begins with the tapes once again, and the tone is immediately dire. The official corporation tape is almost comically useless, offering a brief detached thank you and a reminder to keep checking those cameras. It's the final pathetic piece of advice that the company is completely disconnected from the lethal reality on the ground. But then comes Jonathan's final recording. This isn't a warning anymore, it's a transmission from his final moments of his life. His voice is pure terror, he's almost out of power and it's barely 3 AM. As he whispers, "They're after me," you can hear the animatronics closing in, before it's filled with the horrifying sounds of his capture. And within that chaos, there is a distinct metallic, almost scratching sound, followed by a muffled, ghostly plea. Michael's strategy shifts from careful power management to desperate self-preservation. All the animatronics, including the aggressive, sprinting Foxy, are in constant motion, forcing Michael to keep both doors shut for agonizingly long stretches. Then once again, Michael runs out of power. A sudden eerie silence falls, broken only by the distant, playful tune of Freddy's music box. All of Michael's tools are gone, leaving him helpless in the suffocating darkness. This movie has a lot of goofy scenes, but this entire shot and scene are captured really well. But anyways, Michael is grabbed, his struggle useless as he's dragged from the office, but just as he's about to be killed, he's once again saved by the bell. Michael, bruised and traumatized, crawls away as the first rays of morning light filter in. He now knows the full extent of the animatronic's malice, but more importantly, he has that one mysterious sound from Jonathan's tape stuck in his head. It's the final clue he needs to change the game on Night 5. Night 5 begins with a clear shift. Michael is no longer just a survivor reacting to threats, he's on the offensive. His entire focus is on one thing: finding the source of that metallic scratching sound from Jonathan's tape. We see him moving through the pizzeria with a new sense of purpose, a stark contrast to his earlier nights spent hiding in the office. He's using the cassette player as an investigative tool, a sort of homing device, comparing the recorded sound to the machinery around him. His methodical search eventually leads him to a specific wall in the backstage area. When he plays the tape, he realizes the sound is coming from the other side. Upon inspection, he finds the faint, almost invisible outline of a hidden door, designed to blend in with the grimy wall. This is a crucial discovery. It's a physical proof of a cover-up, a secret literally built into the foundations of the pizzeria. Inside, the film finally delivers the answer to the entire mystery. Slumped in the corner is an old, withered spring bodysuit, but as Michael's flashlight beam moves across it, he sees the horrifying truth. Jonathan is trapped inside. He's barely alive, visibly impaled by the suit's internal crossbeams and wires. The visual is grim, showing the brutal reality of what a spring lock failure does to a human. This is the horrifying confirmation of what happened to him. Jonathan wasn't just kidnapped, he was placed inside this animatronic and left to suffer. Just as Michael works to free Jonathan, a calm voice cuts through the tension from the doorway. It's his father, William Afton. He doesn't appear angry or surprised. Instead, he watches with a detached, almost amused curiosity. This is the moment the villain steps out of the shadows and the film finally gives him a voice. What follows is a chilling, unapologetic monologue. William openly admits to everything. He confesses to murdering the missing children, not with any sense of remorse, but with a disturbing sense of pride. He describes the act of killing as the ultimate feeling of power, of watching the life fade from someone's eyes. The film presents him as not a mysterious phantom, but as a deeply cruel, narcissistic man who enjoys the suffering he causes. The confession then becomes deeply personal. William reveals his twisted motivation for hating his own son. He directly blames Michael for Evan's death, referring to his youngest son as the one thing in life that he loved the most. It's a moment of stunning hypocrisy, as he blames Michael for a death that his own dangerous creations caused. This reveals the core of his character, a man incapable of taking responsibility, who twists his own failures into a grudge against his his child. He even mentions that he has tried to have Michael killed in the past, confirming that his malice is nothing new. And also I watched this entire movie at 1.25x speed, so this scene just looked goofy to me. But anyways, the monologue ends with not a fight, but a simple, terrifying assertion of dominance. He stands there as the undisputed master of his tomb he created, completely confident in his control. This act is the completion of his initial quest. He has succeeded where he had failed with his own brother, saving another family from a tragedy that defied his. We next see Jonathan recovering, not in a proper hospital, but in an urgent care facility. We learn that a clause in his Fazbear Entertainment contract prevents him from seeking treatment at a real hospital for on-the-job injuries. It's a reminder that even after escaping the immediate monstrous threat, the corporate negligence that allowed it to happen still lingers. But for Michael, the story isn't over. He feels a responsibility to the other spirits still trapped in the pizzeria. He returns to the now closed restaurant only to be met by William Afton's old partner Henry Emily once again, and the rest of the day shift staff as well. This is the film's final human conflict. Michael desperately tries to explain what happened, pointing to the wall where the secret room is, but Henry completely shuts him down. He calls Michael delusional, denies everything, and fires him on the spot. It's the ultimate corporate cover-up. Michael isn't just dismissed, he's framed as a destructive employee, effectively erasing his heroism and cementing the company's dark secrets. The film's true conclusion takes place away from the pizzeria, at a quiet gravesite. Michael stands before his brother Evan's tombstone. This is the emotional climax of his entire journey. He finally speaks directly to his brother, offering a simple, heartfelt apology for the prank that led to his death decades ago. It's the moment of confession he has been building towards. In response, Evan's spirit appears. The interaction is quiet and powerful. Evan tells Michael that he and the other spirits are okay now. Evan's final words, "Goodbye, brother," serves as a quiet absolution. It's not just Evan forgiving him, it's the moment Michael is finally able to begin forgiving himself. While the corporate evil of Fazbear Entertainment continues this cycle of denial, Michael Afton's personal horror story has found its end. He didn't just survive the 5 nights, he confronted the source of his trauma, and in doing so, found a measure of peace. This brings the focused, character-driven narrative of Night 5 to its definitive emotional conclusion. This movie also has a post-credit scene of 2 people finding Springtrap hidden away in the safe room, setting up a FNAF 3 type sequel that seems like it won't be releasing anytime soon. If you've watched Night 5 on your own, you've likely noticed a few things right away. The camera quality isn't always pristine, there are moments where the frame rate noticeably drops, and the audio can be sometimes iffy. However, to focus solely on these imperfections would be to miss the entire point of this project. The film's very existence, despite these technical limitations, speaks volumes about the dedication of its creators, ExBlue. As the guys revealed in their director's commentary, this movie was essentially made on a shoestring budget.
I'm Matthew Stacy, the writer and director, and I also played Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Justin Woolsey. I played Michael Afton, aka ExBlue, and I also helped with the movie and built the whole thing, so woo!
Hello, I'm Derek Hammer. I played unnamed day employee, and I helped produce and pay for the movie.
That's right.
We're talking about shooting crucial audio on a blue snowball microphone and navigating severe technical setbacks like massive amounts of corrupted footage that erased entire scenes and dramatically impacted the final edit. It's truly wild to think a film of this length and narrative ambition was pulled off under such constraints. But here's where it gets interesting. Many of these imperfections were embraced, even intentionally woven into the film's identity. The creators made a deliberate choice to imitate the aesthetic of a 70s and 80s B-movie and classic horror films. They understood that with a limited budget, trying to achieve a pristine, modern look would only highlight their constraints. This creative decision turns what could have been a weakness into a stylistic strength, giving Night 5 a distinct retro horror vibe that actually suits the analog nature of FNAF's origin setting. They also consciously shaped the film as a thriller drama, rather than a full-on jump scare fest, knowing that the character motivation and narrative tension would be more impactful than trying to constantly scare on a low budget. The commentary also sheds light on how deeply the creators integrated their own lore interpretations and hidden details. They explicitly state that everything in the movie is intentional, even when it parts away from established FNAF canon. For instance, the exact dates might not align with every single game entry, but they are consistent within Night 5's own narrative. Another key piece of information that the movie never talks about is the fact that this movie takes place after the events of Siege Location. So in this scene where Michael looks half dead, is because he is half dead. because he got fucking scooped. There are also time inaccurate cars and props which they openly admit were due to budget, but they managed to incorporate them without breaking the film's overall illusion. So after looking at the passion of the creator, the deep narrative of the film, and the challenges of its creation, where do we land on Night 5? We've seen a project born from a unique, hands-on understanding of the FNAF world, a story that prioritizes emotional depth, and a production that embodies the spirit of independent filmmaking. This brings us back to the central question we asked at the very beginning. Does this fan film provide the closure that the official story never could? The answer is a nuanced but firm yes. The official 2023 FNAF movie was a fantastic success. It masterfully translated the horror and mystery of the first game for a mainstream audience, creating a thrilling and accessible entry point into the universe. But its focus was, by necessity, on that initial mystery. Night 5, on the other hand, is a film made by a deep-rooted fan for deep-rooted fans. It bypassed the need for introductions and dives straight into the complex, tragic heart of the Afton family saga. While the official movie gave us the haunted pizzeria, Night 5 gives us the haunted protagonist, providing a powerful and satisfying emotional closure for Michael Afton's specific arc of guilt and redemption. And that ultimately is the film's entire legacy. It stands as a powerful testament to the role of fans in storytelling. It proves that a project with clear passion and a focused narrative can succeed in exploring the emotional core of the story, even without a Hollywood budget. It fills a void that many in the community felt, offering a definitive take on the character arc that the official lore has left often fragmented. It's a showcase of what happens when a creator doesn't just love a franchise, but understands it. Ultimately, Night 5 is more than just a fan film. It's a testament to the enduring power of fan dedication. It rose from a simple, yet profound motivation to do the game's justice when the official movie was stuck in development hell. The film is a raw, passionate expression of what a handful of dedicated creators, armed with immense knowledge and creativity, can achieve. It reminds us that while polished production values are nice, true passion and a compelling story can often cut deeper.